أوصف الحياة بسوريا قبل الحرب.
حقيقة بسوريا كانت الحياة هادئة ومتزنة وآمنة جدا. كنا عايشين حياة جدا رائعة. كنت أعمل في عيادتي الخاصة وزوجتي كانت تعمل في صيدليتها الخاصة.
I had been born 2003 in Toronto, Canada, while my parents were residing waiting for citizenship. Once I was 2, we all returned to Syria once everyone obtained their citizenship. Growing up in a small town in Syria gave me no knowledge of the country I was born in. Therefore, I did not feel connected to my Canadian identity. My hero's journey begins in 2012 when the war in Syria had gained momentum from 2011 and my family had gone anxious.
It is a sight that has become all too familiar to ordinary civilians, their lives torn apart by civil war. This time it was the town of Ras Al Ain, near the border of Turkey.
I recall my parents making plans to leave our lives in Syria behind and prepare for a new and safer life in Canada. On the 14th of August 2012, my family and I took a one-way flight to Canada, leaving our friends and family behind. I was anxious on the airplane, scared because I did not know how to speak English, other than the very basic things such as hello and goodbye. Having watched so many English Hollywood movies, I had a false image of what school life is like in North America.
Didn't touch the cheese! Didn't have the cheese touch. It was worse than nuclear cooties.
بال 2005 لما جيت أنا الوضع كان في البلد بسوريا كان وضع هادئ جدا. كنا هم مرتاحين نفسيا، بينما بعد ما جينا بال 2012 جينا ضمن الأحداث حيث الإرهابيين هددونا بالخطف والقتل، مما اضطرنا إلى الهروب تاركين كل شيء خلفنا وأتينا إلى كندا. الطريقة الوحيدة اللي نجينا فيها من شر الإرهاب اللي دخل إلى بلدنا.
I can still vividly recall my arrival in Canada. It was raining in the middle of August, which completely astonished me. My first impression of Canada was terrible weather. Our first destination upon arriving was my cousin's house, as they were the ones to welcome us.
When she first came from the airport, she came to my house, and at first it was awkward because we hadn't seen each other in so long, and I think we played video games. That was the first thing we did. I think the language barrier was different, and our personalities were very alike as children, so we always argued a lot. She needed me to translate a lot of stuff, and sometimes I didn't know how to translate it, and she would get mad at me. Her English definitely became a lot better. She very easily caught up with grades, and she made a lot of friends.
In September, my first day of school in Canada was approaching, and I grew more anxious every day. I still remember my first day of school. The teacher introduced me as a newcomer, and she told everybody to be nice to me. Looking at my outward appearance, everybody instantly assumed that I was Italian, as most of my classmates were Italians. They started speaking to me in Italian in an attempt to make me feel more welcomed, but it only confused me further.
So it wasn't super difficult to be friends with Valentina because of the whole language barrier, because I was in that same position too, but it was definitely hard to try and be friends with her like in a group, because even though I understood that, I was definitely one of the only few kids in my class who did social and like group interaction, so it was definitely hard in a group setting.
English was very hard to adapt to at first. I couldn't speak to anybody in Arabic in my class. I was lost because nobody could translate anything to me. I didn't know what to do. So, I decided I have to start learning English outside of school. So I started going to the library, as there was a library nearby. In the library, I found a set of books by a certain author. His name is Geronimo Stilton. His books were very educational while trying to learn English because they were very entertaining and They had words emphasized in every single page that can visually enhance the meaning of every word, and it helped me understand the context of the book very well. Fast forward a few years later, I think I have been able to successfully improve my English so that I can be at the same level as some of my fellow classmates. I feel the most rewarded whenever I tell somebody that I did not grow up here and they tell me how well I can speak English, almost at the level of a native. I have even been able to further challenge myself by taking the extended French program from grade 5 to 8, and now I am in the IB program currently doing English at an advanced level. Keeping in mind that there are many newcomers to Canada, especially Syrians as myself, I hope people are understanding of the struggles they are facing and treat them welcomingly. Throughout the first year, I experienced both hospitality and hostility, but I always made sure to focus on the kind people around me, and I am grateful every day for the country that I can now successfully call home, Canada.